In the early 1800s, if you owned a pair of shoes made in New England, they were probably crafted in a 10 by 10 foot workshop called a 10-footer.
Into the 10-foot.
Today, just behind her Wakefield home, Sarah Guerin makes boots the classic way in her own 10-footer.
People worked in them sitting in one spot the entire day. That's how you could have 6 to 8 men working in a shop this size.
Oh, so it wasn't just a single person in the 10-footer.
No.
It was a team.
In contrast, Guerin works alone, plying her craft under the name saboteuse.
Saboteuse is a saboteur that's a woman.
To be clear, there is nothing nefarious going on here, but as a woman who broke into the male-dominated world of bespoke Western boot making, the name fits.
I feel like I am deliberately disrupting systems with my craft.
Women have been making shoes in New England for more than 200 years, but their work was often hidden in the shadows.
A lot of shoemaking happened in homes by women, and we have almost completely erased that story.
Revealing that history and making the shoemaking process more accessible are benefits of working in this space.
As soon as we moved into factories and people walking by in the street no longer saw how shoes were made, we really started getting this disconnect, and there's still probably 20 hands, even in a factory today, that touch your shoes.
For Guerin, the process of learning how to make Western boots in New England began when she met Jim Covington, a recent transplant from Colorado.
He showed me a boot that he made and had just finished, and it was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. And that's when I really became hyper focused on this is what I want to do.
The initial training was intense.
My kids were in school in Cambridge and he lived in Gardner, so I was dropping them off in school in Cambridge, shooting out Route 2 to Gardner, training with him for several hours, back to school to get the kids.
When was your first kind of customer?
It took a long time to develop my craft to the point where I could have customers. It was a really scary leap to make.
But she did make the leap, and with the support of a growing community of makers, she hasn't looked back.
So those who end up in handmade footwear definitely have a calling, right? It's not an easy way to make a living. It's not just about making these boots for clients at the end of the day. For me, my craft is how I move through life.
If these boots represent the fruit of her professional life, it's these boots that represent her art.
This was a really difficult part to solve.
Also made in New England.
So it took 20 years to collect the blades, but then the boots actually I put together pretty quickly.
The concept for this piece was born out of frustration with what she called a toxic job situation.
I was embroidering these blades by hand without any protection to kind of recreate how I felt in there. And when I finished the boots, it worked. I didn't know if it would, but it worked.
The boots have been featured in museums as art, but are made with the same skills learned over years and passed on over centuries to create an enduring product that is as beautiful as it is durable.
Even these beautiful colored things, they are hardy, heavy-duty, utilitarian objects at the base. And you could wear these out in mud and rocks and beat them to hell, and they will stand up far better than a factory boot will.
Wow, those Razor boots are something else. And Sarah says while they can actually fit and you can wear them, as you heard them say, she says they are way too dangerous to actually wear.
Way too dangerous. In fact, when they're on display, she has a special line on her contract that says that nobody else can handle them except for her. She doesn't want anyone being injured by her art. When she was making them, she did nick herself only a couple of times and not too seriously. So she knows how to handle the Razor boots. Everyone else, hands off.
Wow. All right, still ahead, from fabric scraps to wearable works of art.